Taiwan. I'm Brossard with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Schools in one city in Taiwan's south are trying to give their students a leg up with new specialized courses on the semiconductor industry. The aim is to help them become the country's next top tech talent. Tiffany Wong reports.
Using code to replicate a classic game, these high school students in Kaohsiung programmed their own version of whack-a-mole in just 30 minutes. They're taking part in one of a growing number of semiconductor courses offered at high schools in the booming industrial hub in southern Taiwan, seeking to fast-track students to science and tech careers.
还没上这堂课前，就对一些写程式没什么概念，然后一些元件怎么配置都不知道。上完这堂课后就更加熟悉。
学这个应该在之后大学应该也是会用得到，而且还蛮重要的。
The city opened 6 high school-level semiconductor and AI classes in 2021, and they're now expanding that program to 20 high schools. And in just 3 years, educators say they've seen an increase in the number of students choosing college majors like electronic engineering, a timely trend as major tech companies like TSMC have been investing in the city's state-of-the-art science park. But while the courses lay the foundation for a career in tech, one principal says they want to give students the flexibility to develop their unique interests in the field.
在高一的话，这是在多元选修这边，好，那高二是在弹性学习，高三的话就在弹性学习跟多元选修各自都有自己的这个主题在做开发。
With demand for talent in the semiconductor industry at an all-time high, Kaohsiung is hoping that courses like these will give its students a competitive edge to become Taiwan's next crop of leading innovators. Leon Lian and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
A high schooler has designed a free earthquake alert app for people in Taiwan. In just a few weeks, it's already seen hundreds of thousands of downloads. Irene Lin has this report.
That's a warning that could save lives. It's a new mobile alert app that is proving popular in Taiwan, with more than 300,000 downloads in just a few weeks. It comes as Taiwan experiences hundreds of aftershocks following a magnitude 7.2 earthquake that struck the country in early April. The largest of these, a 6.3, toppled 2 buildings in Hua-tien on Taiwan's east coast earlier this week. In both cases, many residents did not receive a government-issue notification on their phones. And as the shocks continue, people in search of a more accurate, effective alert system are now trying this app. Its developer, high school student Lin Ziyou, did not expect such a big reception.
用户暴增的，真的让我非常感动，因为我从来没有想到说从零开始学的东西，到32万个人下载，我觉得就是在梦里面都没有梦过的事情。
Lin has been interested in natural disasters since he was a kid, and taught himself to code by watching YouTube videos. He was able to program his own apps after just a year and a half of study. Lin says the government alert system doesn't report smaller earthquakes and often fails to report big ones. He says he wanted to create an app that allows people to be better prepared before the next major tremor comes.
它是采用我在网络上找到的一款电脑上面的地震测报软体，它会在有任何比较小的地震，有4.5规模4.5以上，或是预估震度3级以上的地震，就会去做推播。
Lin is still finishing up his senior year of high school. He says he hopes to keep working on and improving the app when he goes to university, and to one day collaborate with the government, helping people in Taiwan stay one step ahead of the next natural disaster. Klein Wang and Irene Lin for TaiwanPlus.
In a first for Taiwan, firefighters got a helping hand from a water-shooting robot. The remote-controlled bot was set in to tackle a blaze at a rice warehouse in Yilan County. The robot is resistant to heat and explosions, and it uses infrared cameras to detect heat sources. The county fire department spent $400,000 on 2 of the bots last year and plans to buy 4 more of them this year. Firefighter safety has been in the public spotlight in Taiwan recently. Local officials hope the robots will shield their human colleagues from some of the danger.
机器人可以代替救火哈，当然这个消防人员的安全就比较好的保障。
Clean air activists are fighting one of the country's biggest sources of pollution, coal. Taiwan is heavily dependent on the fossil fuel, and it accounts for more than a third of the country's energy needs. Despite this reliance, a coal-free Taiwan could become a reality, as Sally Jensen now reports.
It could be any town in Taiwan. But Shengang, next to Taichung, is one of the most polluted places in the country. Its residents are tired of breathing in the same dirty air.
空气怎么样？蛮差的，肠会过敏。
可能因为长期大家都住在这里，其实也可能就是习惯了这个品质吧。最直觉是味道，如果你味道出来，你会觉得说，哎，真的是空气不好。
呼吸比较困难，加上火力，会污染，比较不好。
For them, this is the downside of living next to one of the country's main sources of energy. Just 6 kilometers away, a massive thermal power plant, its fumes permeating the skies. This is Taichung Power Plant, among the 5 biggest coal-fired power stations in the world. It provides almost 6 gigawatts of cheap, reliable electricity to Taiwan, almost a tenth of the country's capacity. But it's also one of the world's biggest carbon-emitting facilities, spewing millions of tons of CO2 and pollutants into the air every year. It's these hazardous pollutants, known as PM2.5, that have environmental groups condemning Taiwan's use of coal, a fossil fuel the country relies on for 35% of its electricity.
We know that the people want to live in a healthy environment, okay? So there is no way that continuing burning the coal will make people more wealthy. That's wrong.
Emissions from burning coal contribute massively to the climate crisis, so phasing it out has been a key focus of international efforts to fight climate change. Taiwan itself plans to get rid of coal completely by 2060 to meet its own net zero emissions goals. Coal poses another concern. Facing a growing threat from China, which could potentially blockade Taiwan, the country's heavy reliance on coal imports weakens its energy security.
它的军舰去封锁，那当国外的进口能源进不来的时候，一样就会产生了整个台湾的经济体系崩溃的问题。不管是燃煤，就是说燃煤或者其实天然气也是一样，就是我们的整个能源如果都完全那个高比例的靠进口的话，这一部分其实在台湾来讲，绝对是一个长期来讲不可忽略的风险，一定要去改变这样子的能源结构。
Taiwan faces a dilemma, choosing between coal's environmental risks and the need for cheap, abundant electricity for industrial and economic growth. But in response to climate and geopolitical threats, the end of coal could be on the horizon, and the smog over Shengang skies may finally fade. Lu Fili and Sally Jensen in Taichung for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's ring-necked pheasants are dying in animal traps set by farmers in the country's south. Bird enthusiasts say they've recently found a number of the dead birds, some with missing limbs. Researchers say some people are poisoning corn with pesticides or setting mouse traps to kill them. Farmers can face fines of nearly $2,000 for using poison and traps to kill wild animals. A Taiwanese gymnast has qualified for the Paris Olympic Games. Ting Hua-tien will take to the balance beam in her second Olympic appearance. She made history after qualifying for the last Summer Olympics in Tokyo, becoming the first female gymnast to represent Taiwan at the Games since 1968. So far, Taiwan has secured around 30 spots at Paris 2024. Thanks for watching What's Up Taiwan. Visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more of our stories. Before we go, notice anything odd about this hippo at a Japanese zoo? Neither did the zookeepers until they learned it was a female after 7 years of being considered a male. I'm Philip Brossard. Take care. We'll see you next time.
I'm Leslie Liao in New York City, and this is Taiwan Plus News, a voice of freedom in Asia.